right, everybody. We've made it to the lunar eclipse of 2026. Oh, por Dios. Wow. Wow. These are very amazing times, are they not? This is the Pele Report, Astrology for the Soul, Kai Pacha, on Wednesday, and Wednesday the 26th. You haven't made it yet. It's actually on the east coast of the U.S. It'll be on the 27th tomorrow night, Thursday night. And then in many other places, it will be on the 28th. And as usual, in most beautiful, amazing places, Mother Nature gives us the winds of change. So it's a little breezy out here. Hope that doesn't mess up the sound. Anyway. Yeah, so what is happening? Obviously, we have the moon is now in Aquarius as I give this report, and it will be, she'll be moving into Pisces, right, tomorrow in time for the eclipse at 4 degrees, 54 minutes of Pisces, Sun at 4 degrees, 54 minutes of Virgo, along with Mercury, because the Sun is conjunct Mercury. I mean, Mercury moves to the 5th degree, okay, but close enough. And of course, they're both square Uranus. On Friday, Mercury squares Uranus first, and then the Sun comes along to square Uranus, right? So we have a T-square with this. I mean, if the eclipse isn't enough, we throw Mercury in, and then if Mercury's not enough, we throw Uranus in a T-square for the great intensity. Wow. Speaking of intense, there is Round Mountain up there. I hiked up there yesterday and came up here and went sailing. I got a little sailboat, tiny little thing. What a disaster. An eclipse experience. I think I came up here to see that tree more than I came up here for anything else. So anyway, what else is going on? I mean, we just had Venus opposite Saturn, and by next Tuesday, Mars comes into square Saturn, okay, from Cancer to Aries. But some good news. Jupiter trine Saturn. Okay, that's going to be going on for a long time. It's a pretty slow mover. A couple of weeks, we've got a very beautiful trine of Jupiter to Saturn. I want to show you the rock face over here. I get a little caught up in the photography. Sorry about that. I know it's an astrology report, but look at that rock face. I mean, cut it out. I mean, obviously the video doesn't do it justice. Let me see if I can. If you ever feel like you're getting stonewalled, there's a real stone wall. Oh, I'll leave the zoom and see what happens when I go over here to Round Mountain. There. Okay. Anyway, so that's Jupiter. Moon, Moon keeps moving on, into Aries, hits Neptune and Saturn. Okay, Moon will conjunct Neptune and Saturn on Sunday. And then move on the rest of the way through, oppose Venus over there in Libra on Monday. And then move into Taurus on Tuesday. So let me find a place here to look at the camera and talk about it. All right, everybody. Okay, I'll tell you, there is no way I am going to be able to tie it all together today. I'm going to do my best, but there are so many archetypes involved here that we have this lunar eclipse, so we have to look at the Sun and the Moon, and Mercury is involved. So we got Mercury, then we got the T-square to Uranus over there, and that's in Gemini, so we got to tie in Gemini. Then the lunar eclipse follows, a couple weeks ago, the solar eclipse in Leo and Aquarius, and the moon's node just moved into Aquarius, like I spoke of last week. And so Leo, Aquarius, Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Uranus. We gotta try to make sense out of all of this. Once again, I'm doing this webinar on Sunday, okay? And, the eclipse season isn't over just because there's a lunar eclipse. We've had a solar and a lunar, and you might think it's over, but it's not. It's this whole lunar cycle. So it's a 29-day cycle, that goes on since that new moon in Leo until we get that new moon in Virgo. We are in the cauldron of transformation. And I started out with the video of the tree. I spent a lot of time with that tree last night after swimming. Sailing. But many lessons there. Did you see the tree growing out of the rock? And I'm up at 8,000 feet. That's, a little less than 3,000 meters. The winters up here they close the roads. You don't get through here, okay, in the winter. It is. So that tree could be, I think it's a sequoia. I think they can go to 700 to 900 years. That tree is hundreds of years old. It has seen many moons. It has seen many winters. At first, I saw it closer to sunset, and I thought it was dead. And then the closer I got, it was like, oh my God, this thing is still alive. Whoa. Yeah. Tough. Yeah? Talk about tough. We might think we have it tough. That tree has made it hundreds of years through what none of us would make it through. And it grew out of a rock. I'm sitting in a pile of rocks. That behind that is all granite. That's all granite. This is all those mountains. This is all granite. It's amazing. This is Virgo. This is the Sun and Mercury moving through Virgo. This is work. This is effort. This is get down to business, engineer it, and figure it out. Get grounded. Get grounded. Engineering is the key word for this week that I would like to bring forward as the major lesson of this eclipse season is that part of creating our reality involves engineering our reality. We need to develop maybe sometimes a whole new skill set. We need to study. We need to learn. We need to advance. This is Mercury square Uranus, Uranus in Gemini, Sun conjunct Mercury. This is learn. Be students of life. Get in touch with the laws, the science, the truth of absolutely what is. Life just is. It doesn't care. Life is the same for Christians and Buddhists and Islamists and Jews and whoever. Life is life for everybody. I don't care what you believe. Look at Black Moon Lilith up there in Sagittarius. She's in this trine Okay, and she's just up there, I'm digging for truth, digging for truth, digging for truth. Pluto's moving through Aquarius for 20 years, going to show us the truth. North node of the moon, okay, into Aquarius. And this is the scientific truth. And like I said before with the solar eclipse, if you recall, the solar eclipse, it was a south node solar eclipse. So the moon was weak, the sun is strong, and it dominated the solar eclipse. And that was like, hey, yeah. I want to create this. I want to build this. I want to do this. I want to go here. I want to play that. I want to recreate that with some recreation, right? So we got, yeah. Now, 2 weeks later, and I said it 2 weeks ago. I said it at the solar eclipse. I says, you know what? Well, we've got 2 weeks here, okay, of seeing what it is that we want to create in our lives, for our lives, with our loved ones, whatever, in our relationships. And now, bam, at the lunar eclipse, the moon is strong. She's on her north node. She's like, yeah, super powerful. The moon is subconscious habit patterns. It is our inner child. It is our emotional conditioning, our emotional patterning from childhood, from past lives, from... So here it is, folks, okay? Everything that can come up to distract us, take us away, inhibit, block, stop. Yeah, so this is like she is illuminating, okay, what we need to, I want to say, correct. What we need to correct about ourselves. Yeah. Virgo wants to, fix itself, right? What we need to fix about ourselves in order for us to be smart enough, ready enough, with enough energy, vitality, insight, compassion, forgiveness, whatever, in order for us to create the ultimate reality that we want. And so where does she show up? In Pisces. And that has to do with the mantra for today, right? And we are emerging out of the age of Pisces. So I want to talk a little bit about what? The shadow side of Pisces. I remember a book called The Shadow Side of the Light Workers. So this may rub a few spiritual people the wrong way. Sorry about that, but I have to say, well, first let me read these Sabian symbols. It's very interesting, right? I want to refer to two of them. One is the moon, obviously. A church bazaar. The value of giving a spiritual or transcendent sanction to even the most commonplace interchanges between social persons and individual minds. The wind comes up. This symbol emphasizes the interaction between people constituting a social group, small or large. It brings in the element of religious sanctions. This is great. Okay, I want to underline this. The purpose of any organized religion is primarily to meet the need of giving a more permanent significance to interpersonal relationships within the framework of a particular way of life and culture. How's that for a purpose for religion? It's not even about like transcendence, enlightenment, spiritual awakening, like evolution. This is religion. It helps to keep the society whole by making it holy, at least in principle and ideal. It justifies human behavior by blessing it with a divine revelation of what is good and valuable. It idealizes biological and social needs by ritualizing them. It stresses the possibility of, in quotes, the presence of God in even the most material human activities. Finally, it comes around to God. And that's why I got Blind Faith, Eric Clapton, in the presence of the Lord. Do, 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 do. You know that one. That's the song for this week, In the Presence of the Lord. Yeah. So I'm going to be talking about religion as being different than spirituality, and then looking at how both of them relate to just simply scientific Aquarius, what is. Yeah? Yeah? And, yeah. Let me read the sun. Okay? The sun here at Virgo, 5 degrees. A man becoming aware of nature spirits and normally unseen spiritual agencies. The opening of new levels of consciousness. So, the consciousness is gradually reaching beyond physical characteristics and becoming aware of energy processes. Okay, so you can see how this is the full moon. This is the moon opposite the sun. Okay, a church bazaar and a person becoming aware of, invisible spiritual agencies. And this is, to me, okay, it's very fitting with these times of the end of illusion, the end of innocence and naivety, so that we can glimpse, gain, perceive, work with, live in, accept, and grow in a greater truth coming from Pisces into the age of Aquarius for 2,000 years. We are the forebearers of this age, and we are experiencing, I don't want to say the end of religion, but boy, oh boy, pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Because number one, I've never been a fan of religion. I've had a lot of it, and I always see religion as putting spirit, God, outside of ourselves. Whether it's Jesus, Buddha, Mohammed, Ganesha, whoever, a great spirit. It's all out there, out there, out there, right? And we need to, and it's Newtonian physics, okay? Distance, space, and where there's space, there's time. So it's very Saturnian. So, putting, God, goddess, out there, whether it's, Kuan Yin or whoever. I mean, it doesn't have to be a male patriarch, okay? But all these spirits out there, spirituality is more of a quantum field experience of oneness, the law of one, of unity consciousness, where there is no out there, okay? We are all in the soup. We're in the field. It's all in the field. And the field is Great Spirit. This field is God, Goddess. So there is, I think, this end of innocence, what can get in our way. This is what can get in our way. That's what this mantra is about. To escape, avoid, deny, and the way that we do this is we make up these stories, and oh, it's all synchronistic, and oh, it's magic, and oh, the spirit did this and brought this, and the wind came up when I said that, and and then a bird came by and said, I mean, we want to just like, and there's this longing in each and every one of us, particularly Pisces, Neptune, 12th house people, myself included, to want everything to mean something. And we assign. This is a sign, and that's a sign. I've been looking for a sign, waiting for a sign. Oh, I just got a notification. It's 11:11. I mean, we've got so much. And I'm going to say there's a lot of superstition. And this Aquarian, we are on the cusp. We are on the edge. Okay, 29 degrees of Aquarius. It's like, you know what? We got to get out of superstition and into science. We got to get out of imagination and what's possible, and the secret mysteries and magic and and just get into what is and what is not. And when I think of that, I think of natural. This is a whole big thing. What is natural and what's not natural? Everything springs from nature. Everything returns to nature. Whether it's a computer or a person, we're coming and we're going to nature. And so what I think, and I'm dealing with a lot of people that are having a very difficult time right now. I'm getting emergency readings, and you're like, what's up, what's going on, and like, oh my God, I'm losing it. I mean, there's a lot of challenge, a lot of difficulty going on, and hopefully you're not experiencing it. If you are not alone. Okay, this is a time, and I'm going to say that it's a time where we have to learn how to engineer our lives, to not expect, hope, wait, pray, intend for comfort, security, safety, beauty, pleasure, money. It's like, and I liken it very much to, I was trying to think of an example of this, and it's just like, a flat tire is the simplest one that I can get. I mean, sailing yesterday, I just got this, I got this used sailboat. It's a little, one of those tiny little things, 5 meters long, and, but like, it's got lines and the mast and the sails, and you one little mess up and you go over, and I mean, it's like super intense. I'm going to use something a little more common, and let's just say a flat tire. A flat tire. And even if you get a new car, you may have changed tires before, but like, you get a new car and it's like, oh man, where is the spare tire? Where's the jack? How do I get the nuts off? Right? I mean, there's a learning process. And so we can be driving along, right? And we can get a flat tire, and you got to pull over. And where you thought you were going, you're not going. You're not going to make it on time. I'm sorry. You've got a flat tire. and you have to learn. You've got to work. Okay? I mean, a lot of people now, you call up the AAA, or you call up the insurance people or the tow truck or whatever, and have it done for you. Okay? But I'm going to pretend, okay, that you're out in the middle of nowhere and there's no, tow truck, and there's nobody to help you, and you have to actually figure it out yourself. How to change a tire. Yeah. So you have to stop. You have to get out of the car, open up the trunk, and you need to find these gadgets, find these gizmos, right, and jack up the car, lift up the car, loosen up the nuts, take the old tire off. I mean, so this is, but then you put the new tire on, and you put the car back down, and you drive away with a sense of wow, I changed a tire. Like, I have a skill now. I know something. I will not be stopped. I will not be held back. Life is not going to beat me. I just ran into a problem, you know, and there could be all kinds of, oh my God, I'm not supposed to go to that meeting. I got a flat tire. I'm going to be late. This must be a sign. Oh yeah, there's a nail in the car. What is the spiritual significance of nail? And a bird flew by just as I got the flat. I got to look up the spirit card, for that bird, and I got, yeah, and we want to just like give all this. What if it's all about learning new skills, discovering new techniques, engineering, designing, using our muscles, our brains, our willpower, okay, to get in and figure it out. This can be like when your computer blows or your phone blows, or, your vacuum cleaner breaks, or, da-da-da-da-da. And obviously, Virgos are better at this engineering than a lot of other people. Geminis are pretty good at it too. Scorpios like to get in there and just like, okay, I'm going to figure this stuff out, Aries just get like pissed off or whatever, and Taurus is just like, oh no. But Pisces is wanting to like, Neptune is, whoa, I'm not supposed to be here. This never should have happened. If Spirit wanted, this to happen, I would, so and there can be all this, stuff going on. So to me, you want to look and see at the house and the sign and the planetary aspects, okay, of this, around 5 degrees of all the signs is getting exact aspects. You want to see what house, okay, this Aquarius, Pisces cusp, falls in. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about this on Sunday. It's not too late to join. But yeah, that is where you can get more specific and more specific, but this is where we can be having problems. We can be having issues. It can be our health. It can be our relationships. It can be our bank balance. It can be our family. It can be There's 12 different houses, 12 different, areas, fields of human experience where these eclipses can be falling, yeah? But in general, right, I'm giving this Pele Report as a general guideline, okay? It's like, it's time to like wake up out of sleep, out of dream, out of childhood, out of hoping and wishing and imagining and intentioning, and do Sun, Mercury, Virgo. Get your feet on the ground, get out of bed, have yourself an Energizer, whatever, smoothie, and get your butt to work. And there is no, and I'm going to say also a part of this is accepting life as it is. And that is, what? If I need my computer, or I need my phone, or I need an MRI, or I need the technology that is part of life today, maybe I need to accept technology. Maybe I need to accept the changes. Maybe I need to accept, okay, just the way society is going. Instead of wanting to check out, hide out, fall away, get away, put the head in the sand, pretend, go back to the past, No, man, we are all being called to maintain a smile, an inner state of acquiescence and serenity in the face of, the insanity, the craziness, the violence and the wrongs and the injustice there's just like so much crap to be a victim of, and so much crap to be, let it all take us down and let us all become, oversensitive, and I'm overwhelmed because I'm so sensitive and I'm so spiritual and it's so hard down here. It's like it's not going to solve any issue. We are down here. Our body is down here. We are down here. I am sitting on a rock. My ass is getting sore. This is Earth. This is Earth. And as souls having hundreds of lifetimes, we chose this solar system, we chose this planet, we chose these parents, we chose this country, we chose, can I do this? Can I do this and maintain an inner equanimity, an inner sense of light, balance, humor, joy, right? Or am I, so in a way it's like, it's all a big test. It's all a big test. Can you learn enough? Can you grow enough? Are you strong enough? Can you, get yourself, get yourself together, baby. Come together. So that's that's my preaching for today. I may be looking for the exit to escape, avoid, or just get out. But accepting and working with life as it is what it's all about. And I had, is what this is all about? Is what growth is all about? Could be, is what love is all about? Is what service is all about? Is what evolution is all about? So you can fill in, put in anything you want. Be Virgo, engineer a mantra for yourself for this week. It's just I know, man. The devil is in the details. The details. It's these little things, like with sailing. One little, screw in the wrong place. One little thing off. Wind comes along and you're screwed, right? The computer, if you're a programmer, one little comma in the wrong place, messes up your program. An accountant, one number in the wrong place or decimal point in the wrong place, or, even a relationship, one outburst or one joke that's not funny. It's these little things, this little Virgo that's saying, man, oh man, we have to be like so present, so on it. So this is the time, this eclipse. I don't want to say beware, but I do. It's like be very aware. Uranus is our personal unconscious, calling us to become enlightened and wake up. And when it's square the nodes and square an eclipse like this, sudden, unexpected, shocking, extreme situations and conditions, this is not a time to be playing around with electricity. Watch out for bolts of lightning. But we gotta really, and by God, we'll be glad we did. And we'll learn something that's going to help us for the rest of our lives, right? I may be looking for an exit. I wish I didn't have, I wish I didn't have all these problems and I didn't have to, get this right and that right and this right and that. I mean, yeah, some of it can be seen as a pain in the ass, no doubt. So I may be looking for an exit to escape, avoid, or just get out. But accepting and working with life as it is what growth is all about. Namaste, aloha, so much love.